As I serve my brew, I'm cool with the work I do.
What's up YouTube? What's up other fish keepers? So this video is gonna be just about my personal advice to people who's going into the hobby, the fish keeping hobby. And I don't consider myself an expert on anything with regards to fish keeping, because like every day I still learn a lot from this hobby, and that's what I think is beautiful, you know. My first advice to a new fish keeper or a new aquascaper is to keep reading, do a lot of research, do which fishes are gonna go with the fishes that you have, their behavior, their pH, what kind of natural environment they were in. If a certain fish is a fast moving fish, it's probably on a fast moving water environment like this rainbow fishes. You certainly don't want to put a beta fish in a fast moving environment. You don't want to put a beta fish in a very competitive environment such as this one, because like he's not going to be able to eat. You also want to research about the plants that are compatible with the species, because some fish will dig out and uproot plants. For example, cichlids. Cichlids are notorious for digging out plants. I used to have a parrot cichlid on my 75-gallon, and they are notorious on like redecorating their fish tanks. And also they love to move things around. Also the Oscar fishes, well, like basically those cichlids. There are also other fishes that like to eat plants, or like plants are part of their main diet. For example, a silver dollar. Like it's gonna be hard to put a silver dollar in a planet tank just because they're just gonna keep on munching on those plants, especially if those plants are not very hard. They don't have hard leaves. They tend to munch on those more soft leaved plants, so you're not gonna have a lot of success on that. And with regards to species, be sure that you know the right water parameter for the species. For example, African cichlids, and they tend to thrive on higher pH environment, so like a harder water. So for example, beta fishes, they tend to like a softer environment, like like a lower pH environment. They thrive on that. So the reason behind the fishes in fish stores, the popular fish stores, is that the reason that they're sometimes you can see them being put together is that they're not expected to stay on that fish store for a long time, so they tend to just put it in the same tank. But also read about the temperature, because sometimes fishes do need different water temperatures. Although fishes are very they have like a wide range of water temperature that they can survive. It's better to know which fishes will thrive in a more optimal water temperature for their species. My next suggestion or my next advice to a new water or a fish keeper is don't be afraid to fail. Some of us, well, like I'm guilty of this. When I was starting out, like every now and then, I would go and be disappointed at myself, or I would beat myself up for failing, or a fish dying, or a plant melting on me. And what I've learned is this hobby is a constant learning experience, you know? Like don't be stressed out if some things are not going your way, because things happen, you know, like bad things happen, and it is okay to fail sometimes, you know. And eventually you will learn how to keep them alive, keep the fishes alive. And that's when the first advice comes in, you know, like you have to keep reading, and it's okay to fail. The next advice that I'm going to give you, and I think this is one of the most important advice I could give, is don't be lazy. Water change is very important to fishes. Not only to fishes but also to plants, and to the holistic health of your tank. You're gonna grow a lot of uncontrollable algae on your tank if you're being lazy with water change. This tank right here, if you can see at the back, there's a lot of algae on that side, on that side of the tank, but those ones are easily removed. Actually, I actually recently learned that well, like based on my experience at least, that too much surface agitation for a CO2 injected tank such as this, it kind of throw my tank out of balance. So I could have easily melted all these plants, because like I had a lot of surface agitation coming from this filter right here, and also when I used to have the power head much higher, it causes a lot of surface agitation. Therefore there's a lot of carbon dioxide that's escaping the tank, and that's making the algae more competitive with compared to the plants. So right now, like probably like a few days, a few weeks ago, or like probably like 2 weeks ago, I started like not doing so much water agitation, but I still kept on doing water changes, and I noticed a lot of difference. The algae is actually starting to go away, and the plants are starting to show new growth. So I think doing extra water changes because of the nutrients on this tank, especially since I'm doing an EI method. For those who doesn't know, EI method is basically like overdosing nutrients for the plants to consume, and then doing a 50% water change on the tank. So doing extra water change helped a lot in maintaining the cleanliness and the health of the fishes, and also the plants in this tank. Also with not being lazy, if you're planning to do like multiple tanks, for example, like I currently have 6 fish tanks right now, and if I was lazy, like my fishes would suffer, you know. They would suffer a lot, and also my plants would die because of the bad water quality. So I don't want that to happen. So you have to be committed in doing water changes and doing maintenance for your fish tank, in feeding them. Don't be lazy, and I think you're gonna be good to go, you know. Like the last advice that I can give to a new fish keeper is just to enjoy it, you know. Like don't stress out too much. Don't worry if it's not perfect, you know. Everything's gonna fall into place eventually. Like if you keep reading, if you're not lazy, you know, everything's gonna fall into place. And I remember there was a point in time when I was stressing out because, like, I was used to having one fish tank, and then I got this 55 gallon, and then I got a 20 gallon for the arowana, and I was stressing out so much just because I don't know how to balance my time with work and school, and then keeping my fishes happy. So I was stressing out so much, and it was starting to be a knot. It's starting to like take a toll on me, and like I'm starting not to enjoy the hobby. And there was this one video by Dan Height Shaw, I think. I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I think it's Dane or Dan Height Shaw. And then he was talking about the stress of fish keeping, and that one kind of pulled me out of the stress zone, you know. Like it basically talked to me about how sometimes we tend to want to make things work so much in our favor that we stopped enjoying the hobby. And I think that's a sad moment. If you stopped enjoying the hobby and it starts being an obligation, then you're not gonna last long in doing the hobby. And don't be afraid to make mistakes, you know. Like that's what I said earlier. Like mistakes are gonna happen, bad things are gonna happen, so just enjoy the hobby. So those are my main advice for people, for new fish keepers who wants to try the fish keeping hobby, you know. Like it's a fun hobby. Like you're gonna learn a lot every day. There's a lot to learn, and learning is the best part of this because it stimulates your brain. You ask more questions, and then you find the answers through other people or by yourself. You learn to like deal with things, and it's an amazing experience, you know. And like when you see the growth of the fishes, when you see the new growth on the plants, you're gonna think it's all worth it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. Press the like button or leave a comment or suggestion, and fish out.